back with me, Ryan. I am going to share my thoughts on life in quarantine. Yeah, we're back here. We're back where we sat. And so, here are 4 tips or 4 ideas for you to take home if you have some free time. And let's start with the first point: stick with your old schedule. And so, the whole point of this is if you already have a schedule, if you already have a routine, don't break it. If you already set to sleep at 11 and wake up at 6 in the morning, stick with that. If you're going to wake up late, which I know is tempting, and I know it's tempting because I did that for the first week, but what I found was it's not really effective. Your entire day can become ruined just because you didn't do that routine that you're so used to. But if you're going to stick with that routine that you already have, that's already works, don't try to change it. It's going to be much more effective for you to stay productive and throughout your entire day. And besides the productivity aspect of it, there's also the health aspect. For example, for sleep, there is a lot of information about sleep patterns, your body's internal clock. That's basically how your body knows when it's time to sleep or wake up. If you change that, it might mess things up for you, right? So that's it for the first point. The second point is pretty simple. It is restore your mind and body. I know for most of us, we probably don't take care of ourselves as much as we want to and as much as we should. And this time in quarantine, this free time, you might consider taking the time to just slow down, to take a breath, and just stop what you're doing. Appreciate the peaceful quiet of the day. Don't try to stress yourself out by trying a million different things to do in quarantine. Just go read a book or do anything that truly restores your mind. And also, the second thing, try finding some ideas to exercise. If you do that kind of stuff, and exercise, moving is a really great way for you to brighten up and not to feel that you're stuck somewhere at home. Although, don't use the word stuck. Say you're safe at home. Be optimistic, okay? We want to keep it happy. Third point, create new life. Invigorate yourself. Do some hobbies, do some passion project that you really wanted to do, but you never had the time. This is your time not to be stuck by some school or work related constraint. It's time for you to shine. And this might be a little bit, different by the second point, which is just rest. But if you create something new that you really want to, it can usually restore yourself. In my opinion, creating makes me much more happy than just resting or just consuming stuff. And that's also a kind of a part of this. Create, don't consume. I mean, it's okay to consume, but go and eat, go and watch a few YouTube videos like this one, or go watch Netflix, but don't overdo it. Don't watch Netflix the entire day. Don't slack off in your bed. Do something productive if that makes you happy. I mean, I know you kind of don't want to sometimes, but sometimes those things are really what you need, because we humans, we are people who create, not just consume. So try to aim for some type of balance between your Netflix and Animal Crossing addictions, and try and create something new. Create a podcast, create a YouTube channel like what I'm doing right now, and just make something new, invigorate yourself. That's point 3. Next point, talk to your friends. Don't be lonely. This might be some pretty obvious advice, but I know that being alone in quarantine, if you're alone, thankfully I have a family. I live with my family, I mean. Of course, everybody has a family. I hope you have a family. But what I mean is, if you feel like you're alone or you're lonely, try to talk with your friends, communicate. This is not social distancing, which I know is what they usually call it, but they're calling it physical distancing now. Just what you want to do is you don't want to socially distance yourself from your friends. You want to physically distance yourself. Physical distancing doesn't mean you can't talk, you can't laugh, and that is why Zoom is so popular these days, and it gives a way for you to communicate with your friends. Don't just use it for school or work, and don't think that you're alone. Everybody is going through the same thing as you, and I'm pretty sure if you have friends, I hope you have friends, just talk to them, chat or video call or just voice call, who cares? Don't be alone, don't be depressed. We're all in this together. I think that wraps it up for today's video. This is my second video ever, so go subscribe and like if you enjoyed this, and thanks for being here. I mean, I know my first few videos probably won't get much views, but if you're here, thanks a lot. It's been Ryan. See you in the next one.